Hi guys, Jasper here. Well, continuing with our program of less expensive, can we say cheap gear to do a thru hike. Well, we've looked so far at backpacks, we've looked so far at smartwatches. We have cooking gear coming up. I've just ordered a particular pot and burner, and today arrived the Onetigris. This is Hill Ridge Shelter Tent. I'll show you their logo. This is their logo. Amazon.com. This company in Europe actually has, when I say Europe, in the UK, actually has quite a good write-up as far as their products are concerned. Also in certain areas of the US, I've noticed that we're starting to see more videos and more information about this particular company. They've been in business for a long time, apparently, producing shelters. But over the last few years, they've started specializing more in a low-cost, lightweight, single-wall shelter. 1-man, 2-man, and they have a few different varieties. The one we picked is called the Hill Ridge 2-man shelter tent. It's a single wall, it's a trekking pole tent, it has a bug mesh zipper. You know what, I don't know much more about it, except in Canadian dollars it cost $176, and then of course, no, I beg your pardon, $179, and then of course there's shipping and taxes on top of that to get it to my house. It arrived about 10 minutes ago. I took it out of the box and I thought, you know what, I'm excited, we're gonna get this tent up, and it's supposed to rain for the next few days anyhow, so I thought now would be a good opportunity to put it up and take a little look at it. In the UK, it's got great reviews on weather protection, waterproof, windproof, and quite a solid particular shelter. I don't know if any of that's true, but it does fall into the category at 179, so we'll say 180. So that is going to be, let me see, 60 and say 30, 90. That's going to be around $90-ish US, maybe, 75 English pounds, maybe. So it gives us an indication that yes, it's not like my Big Agnes Tigerwall UL2 that I paid 600 Canadian dollars for. No, much less. Coming in at the manufacturer weight on it says 3 pounds. I've weighed it with my very reliable scale, and it's coming in at 2.76 pounds. That's about 42 ounces. So that is okay. That's quite acceptable. My Big Agnes Copper Spur was another 5 ounces heavier than that. And I used that for a long time. This is 2 ounces heavier. No, sorry, I beg your pardon. 4 ounces heavier than my Tigerwall UL2 from Big Agnes. Let's get this tent put up and let's just take a look at it. I'm excited. Now, what I'm liking already is, in this little stuff sack comes all the stakes. But first of all, look at the stakes. They're super lightweight, they're solid, they're a tri, which I really like, which kind of mimics the mini groundhog, but they're definitely bigger. How many do we get? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of those, plus some guy out. Wow. So, you know what? All I did so far was lay the tent down. It's obviously got screen on 2 sides, vegetables on both sides. Comes in a nice little stuff sack. Okay, let's grab some trekking poles and let's get this thing put up. Well, to me, the actual footprint, I don't mean the footprint as far as say a Tyvek sheet, a polycloth, or an actual footprint for underneath the actual tent. I mean the overall space consumption, if you will, of the tent. The footprint seems really large. Maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it, maybe it's the design. The vestibules look huge. However, it went up very easy. 2 trekking poles, both set at about 130 millimeters, and that seemed to tighten everything up. I started with a 125 setting on the trekking poles, extended it to 130, and that just made everything perfectly taut. The actual tent seems quite solid, although because of the shape itself, I'd have to question. In very exposed area, in high winds, that could be a problem. That could be. I generally tend to camp in sheltered areas, but you know what? We'll see. I like the way the tent went up. It went up very, very, very easily. I'm using only 4, 1 on each corner, 1, 2, and 3, 4 of the stakes, and then 2, 1 on each vestibule side. So I'm using 6 of the 12. You've got 4 guy outs here. Plus you have more guy outs if you wish to guy out from here. So you can actually make this tent very, very, very secure. But under normal conditions, 6 stakes, 1 on each corner of the actual bathtub, and then 1 on each vestibule. Let's take a look, because I haven't tried it yet. Something I don't like is 2-handed zippers. I don't like that. Let's take a look. Oh, well, there you go. Piece of cake. Let's take a look inside. Let's try the zipper here. Perfect. One-handed zipping. Let us go inside. Holy, holy. Most definitely spacious with huge vestibules. The mesh itself feels really quite durable, unlike the Durston X-Mid. No sir, that you could just poke your finger through. Also, it doesn't have a vent, I noticed, but what it does have at each end is mesh at the bottom and venting right along the bottoms of each side of the tent. I really, really, really like that. Okay, within, let's try the zippers. Within just the first few minutes of trying or taking a look at this particular tent, I am totally loving what I'm seeing for the money in a single wall trekking pole tent. That is amazing. The material, well, if you think about this, you've got a lot of trekking pole tents, such as something along the Z-Packs, Dyneema composite or Cuban fiber type materials, coming in at like 15, 16 ounces. This coming in at 2.76 pounds. A lot of that is to do with the actual material, of course. And this material, to me, is very, very, very solid. The seams are all sealed. It's a sill impregnated or sill coated nylon. So you've got to be a bit aware of the fact that that will sag when it gets wet, but so will any. So will my Big Agnes copper spur or my Big Agnes tiger wall. It's not sill poly, it's sill nylon. Wow, absolutely loving it. Now, the thing I didn't like or don't like about my Big Agnes tiger wall is the color. For certain trails it would be great, but for trails that we have here in Ontario, a lot of the trails, there's really not a whole lot of actual camping areas, which means you are essentially stealth camping in a lot of respects. What I mean by that is camping where it's possibly tolerated, but it's essentially not permitted. Just look at that tent. I am delighted, absolutely delighted. Okay, let's just roll up some doors, see how the fasteners work, and let's just take an even closer look at this tent inside. Okay, so the tent with one door open. So again, if on a nice night, you've got great ventilation right there, but just take a look at the size of the vestibule space. It's huge. I have not seen one that big. I have not. Okay, let's just go ahead and open both doors. Okay, so the tent with one door open. So again, if on a nice night, you've got great ventilation right there, but just take a look at the size of the vestibule space. It's huge. I have not seen one that big. I have not. Okay, let's just go ahead and open both doors. Okay, so opening both doors, what we noticed instantly is because we had to release one of the pegs, the one right down below us, the tent flops, which means now this particular point here, this guy outline here, is where it would be utilized to keep this tent taut, for sure. Okay, okay, I'm going to put this door back the way I had it, because I generally just use one door unless it's really hot. But let's just pop that back over there and pull this. Let me put you down for a minute, guys. Okay, okay, there we go. Door is back down. Tent is now 100% secure again. Okay, but again, you've got two more guy outs on each top apex point, top of the pole. Plus, you've still got 4 guy outs right here. So you could, again, you could really make this secure. Let's try again. Single-handed zipper. Love it. Okay. Love that. Okay. I'm going to put you guys down while I tie up the mesh door. Okay, now with the mesh door open. Okay, let's just climb inside. Oh wow, just take a look at the space. Take a look. In each corner, it's got a pocket like so. It's got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Okay, now let me, without having to put you guys on a stand, let me just climb in here and see. I am 6'2". Let's see what kind of length we have. Oh boy, we got lots. Take a look at my feet. There they are. My head. Here it is. Keep in mind, single wall tent, condensation for sure, but it does have in the ride-up that it's got an what they call an anti-condensation kind of package, if you will, or technology built into this. I'm not sure what that is, other than maybe the vents at the bottom. I don't know. But we have right here the Onetigris Hill 2-man tent, 2.76 pounds, 179 Canadian dollars. When up in a flash, it's simple to put up. The overall footprint is a little bigger than I expected. I will say that. I'm sure, I believe, maybe they do a 1-man. I like the space of a 2-man tent, always have. Again, that's one of the reasons the Xmid, or the Durston Xmid 1 didn't work for me also. It's just too small inside, huge vestibules. But the mesh on the Durston, you could poke your finger through it almost. I mean, just touching it and pulling gently, just through normal activity, I had holes popping into it all the time. It was just crazy. Right from new, I did not like that. It was like tissue paper. This is nice and solid, nice and solid. The whole thing feels nice and solid. Really well constructed. And as I say, it's got great reviews as far as rain is concerned. I mean, this thing will withstand a lot of rain. So notwithstanding the possible condensation issues with a single wall tent, because I've never owned a single wall tent. Never, ever, ever. So it's certainly not a freestanding tent, that's for sure. But still, I think this could actually become, this tent right here, this could become my go-to tent. I'm just liking the hell out of this thing. Hey, Jasper here. Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, do subscribe. If you have any comments about the tent you're using, let me know. We'd all like to know what tents you guys are using, and a compatible, like how much did they cost you, and say a number out of 1 out of 10, how happy are you with them? With my, for instance, my Big Agnes Copper Spur UL2, well, that got a solid 10. My Durston X Mid 1, I'd give it a 5 at best. And the reason I'd give it up to a 5 was because of its durability as far as keeping you protected from the outside elements. It was good for that. But everything else about it was not. My Tiger Wall. I'm pretty sure my Tiger Wall is going to keep me good and dry. The bright yellow kind of interior and bathtub, that's like, wow, it's a little much. I find it's the solution dye, and in a stealth environment it sticks out like a sore thumb. This would blend much better into an environment, being a battleship type gray, which I like. I'm really impressed. So unless this fails miserably in actual trail tests, which are coming up, again, this could be my go-to tent. I'm liking it. I am liking this tent. Okay, thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, do subscribe. We need all the subscribers we can get. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.